Thank you very much for inviting me to give a talk about our actions in the Netherlands. I will continue the presentation of Arjan, but more focused on what we do as for monitoring the control actions against the tiger mosquito in urban areas. Arjan gave a really good presentation on the exotic mosquito surveillance. I will just use some slides to present what we do in the Netherlands, mostly for surveillance of invasive mosquitoes in lucky bamboo and harbors, in airports. Our main use tire monitoring, also close to colonized areas, close to Belgium for Aedes coreicus or Aedes japonicus, also close to Germany, also in parking lots, also in flower auctions. And in colonized areas in the Netherlands, where we have, Arjan was explaining the presence of established populations of Aedes japonicus, and also we have some basic surveillance, mainly through citizen notification. We have a citizen notification system, and citizens can send us their findings on invasive mosquitoes. This is something similar to what Arjan presenting. This is the findings. So we have Aedes albopictus found in lucky bamboo, but also Aedes japonicus. We also had a lot of different Aedes species found in used tires like albopictus, Egypti, Arthropalpus, japonicus, flavopictus. In auctions, we found Aedes albopictus in one flower auction a couple of times. It's also a really interesting pathway. Aedes japonicus is established in the Netherlands in this location in the Flevopolder, as Arjan was saying. And the harbors, we had yellow fever mosquito and Asia bloom mosquito found and not established, so it's only local findings. And our main diversity is found in places like airports, and airport of Schiphol, with the species that Arjan was commenting. At the parking lots last year, using Ovitrans, we found 2 locations with Aedes albopictus. And through citizen communication, that is what will be my main topic, is we have found once a citizen was notifying a nuisance of Aedes aegypti at home, but was really something really local and something really like inside. And the many of yearly, since 2016, notifications from citizens from local foci in urban areas, and there is where we are also working in mosquito control. So mostly of the locations we have found in airports or harbors or used tires, we apply mosquito control, but I will focus on the notifications on the urban areas where it was notified by citizens. So first, the surveillance area, when someone was to send a picture like this, and we can see from the picture if it's something like, looks like as Aedes albopictus, we just send someone there and we define some areas if it's possible. The location, these are fictive. We define an area of around between 100 to 200 meters around. So this is the first area we define, and later we define another area of at least 500 meters around the finding. So these are logical areas where we can do implement some mosquito control and mosquito surveillance. Later on, when we have found the mosquito and we have identified that this mosquito is a tiger mosquito or another invasive species, we place some traps. We use mainly BG sentinel traps. The amount of traps depend on the situation, and if we have found more of those breeding sites in the first inspection. So we place there several traps, and also between let's say the 100, 200 meters to the 500 meters, we place more traps, just to know if the population here will expand to other zones in the area. So later on or almost immediately, those actions are really immediately implemented. We perform larval sampling, and the larval sampling consists in the inspector goes to all the houses, implemented door-to-door location sampling and also control, and the inspector is going there to the backyards to find all the breeding sites and to inspect for larvae. So those larvae later on are sent to laboratory, and of course, if we have found here some other breeding site with larvae with invasive mosquitoes, all those areas, all those lines will increase in the same way. So here we'll make a new line of 100 meters or 200 meters, and also here this line will be corrected to 500 meters. We know that the tiger mosquito is not flying so far, so between 200 meters we are safe to implement the control. So this is the line of the let's say the working area door to door, and here we will check and we will implement mosquito control in all those catch basins and those storm drains mainly. So that was the surveillance, but what do we do with control? Here I have an icon, someone with fumigating. We don't fumigate as Gregory they do in France when they find some vector-borne disease. We do mainly in all the locations, in all the addresses. We do surf reduction. Surf reduction, we just put all the water away. We clean. We ask for cleaning, and also when it's not possible, like on those rain barrels, we apply larvicidin, putting some Vectomax granules. This is that was in what we do in door-to-door action. This is in this black area. In the rest of the area, all the storm drains are treated with Vectomax, with granules. The frequency of the treatments is every 3 weeks. So every 3 weeks, all those places, all those addresses are treated, and also all those catch basins are treated. So, and we also collect some data, so data on samples, data on visits, addresses, mosquito control, what we do, also the number of breeding sites, the type of breeding sites, so it's a lot of information. So when we have one location with 100 addresses, it is possible to do, but what we are facing since 2016 is many of those locations, and some of them have thousands of addresses. So this is making the problem much, let's say, much bigger. So with the amount of work, it's much bigger. So how to deal with the door-to-door mosquito control? How to have a quality in the mosquito control? So first, we need to plan. We need to find people and to have a workforce. So we need to have a planning of teams working in different areas. We have also thousands of addresses, so those things they need to be administrated. We also need to register all the data. How do we do that? We need to register the visits. We need to know the number of breeding sites they are at each round. Our decreases are increasing, and of course, with 100 addresses, you have just an amount of paperwork, but we need to be more effective and to be more organized. So what we did was to ask to a couple of colleagues of our department in the government to develop some tools that we can use to organize this better and to digitalize all this work. So they developed one application based on GIS. And this application is just what they do is all the maps, all the information, all the forms are inside, and this can be used in a mobile device. So since last year, the inspectors they have the mobile phone with this application, and they can see real time where they are and what they need to do. So here is one team, here is another team, 4 teams, and the inspector is going to this address, to this one, and with a mobile phone, they can see, oh, I'm here, I'm going to start an inspection of breeding sites, and I also go with this guy, that this guy is the mosquito control guy that is using the Vectomax to treat all the places. So when the inspector is there in the mobile phone, they can just register all the data, like there is some data already filled, like the address, but they also can put the number of samples that they took there. Sorry that is in Dutch, but I can explain you here how it's working more or less. The number of breeding sites that they were removing, so they can also register the number of breeding sites that they were putting using Vectomax. Sorry. Also, some registering some information that's important for the next time that the inspector is going there. They can make a picture. All the data is also geo-referenced, so they have all the XI coordinates, and when everything is filled, they can send it they can send it, and there is a register. So from that moment, this address is when the inspection is done, they change to another color, so they know that this is done. So they have also a legenda in the mobile phone, so they can see of this place was done. So for example, is this one, this is the rhombus or the square is in some extra location, and they also have other colors, other icons that they can see if people they could not enter because there was a protocol of COVID, or some of us there with COVID, or they need to go tomorrow because the people say, okay, we are not at home today, please come tomorrow. Also, if the people they didn't want to collaborate, and they can see all this information real time in the field, and this is quite useful. And not only for in the field, they can see this in the mobile phone, but also we can see this at the office. So we can see real time what is happening in the mosquito control in a place where there are thousands of addresses, and we can have some results like, okay, from the 2,000 addresses, they are at that moment inspected 1,200, and the 156 they don't want to collaborate, and this is important. And also we can couple the entomological data, because here there are also some traps. And if we have found that tiger mosquitoes are still entering in our traps, and a lot of red points are in the surroundings, we can maybe see that there is an active breeding site there in a backyard that is not visited. So we can have some kind of quality control, not only in the implementation, but also in the results and from the data that we can extract from here. Not only is digital, is not only the georeference, is not only the map, but we can also have export all this data and make some analysis.
You have 2 minutes left now.
Okay, I'm finished. The take-home message is that since 2016 we have the introduction of a tiger mosquito. Every year notified by citizens. And the policy of the Netherlands is to prevent or postpone the establishment of the invasive Aedes mosquitoes as long as possible. So we go for eradication. But we face cases of thousands of door-to-door visits every 3 weeks. So we have the necessity of organize and assess the control actions. And we have found a solution using mobile GIS applications. To date, we only have, from all of them, we only have one foci still active, and we are working hard for eradication. So I believe that this is quite promising, and we can have organized work. So I would like to thank you for your attention. I'm sorry that I can join the meeting presently, but next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adolfo.